You know which game is this. In fact, if you don't know which game is this, you know someone that knows which game is this. Without giving you any type of context or whatsoever. If you could choose between playing the game like this or like this, which one would you choose? Well, this is Halo Master Chief Collection, specifically the first Halo compatible game. A lot of people that already played this game would choose the first one because nostalgia, but there are other factors tied to this game in particular. If you put to play a new person into this franchise that doesn't know anything about it, they will likely just choose the second option. Why is that? Well, just look at it, that kinda looks good. Like I think we cannot argue that it looks good. However, this game in particular has the issue that it kills the tone of what the game is supposed to bring you. That's why, like, you have the fans telling you that you should play the original version because it makes more sense. And I agree with that statement, but we are not here to discuss in which stuff Halo Remake failed. I'm here to be that person that tells you, actually, graphics do matter. Well, I'm that person, sorry. You're gonna have to hear me tell you that why graphics are actually important in the industry. And there are just very specific times in which graphics don't really matter, but most of the time they do matter. They are actually a very important part of what a game is. You gotta keep in mind, as a game developer, the graphics are the canvas and pencils of the art style that you want to create. What I mean by this is that if you don't have the resources to make the type of graphics you want, you're just gonna make a lower quality of what you are trying to achieve. And sometimes makes game look worse than they should. That's why we have downgrades in video games, because when a development starts, developers actually do want to bring you cinematic experience, photorealistic, and then they lower it to a point that it needs to be released to pretty much every console and PC in certainly almost the same version. Let me go back to Halo again. You have the fans telling you that the Halo compatible is the superior version of that game because it doesn't kill the tone. I agree on that statement. I already said that I agree on that statement. But you have other fans that tells you that the original graphics just look way better than the anniversary ones. Let me ask you a question. If the graphics are superior to the remake in every sort of way, why then would you recommend people to play Halo 2 with the anniversary graphics instead of the original ones? Because it's simple, it just looks better and it also keeps the tone. If you put a side-by-side comparison between Halo 2 original and Halo 2 remake, it just looks way better, the graphics. Now, just having better graphics will make your game better. Eventually no, graphics are not the most essential part of a video game, but they are more important than you think. The problem we have here nowadays, and don't get me wrong, I understand why people say graphics don't matter. What they are trying to say instead is like, I don't care about having a game with photorealistic art style. And I agree, I don't care either. Although I gotta admit that this has been an issue since forever. Like, why do you think we had this brown filter in games back in the 2010s, around the era of the PS2 and PS3? Like, these games had these brown and gray filters just to solve out the issue of not having photorealistic models and textures. They will look somehow more realistic, but you know you were playing a game. Like, it wasn't gonna trick you into thinking, yes, this is the peak. Back then, of course, it was the peak, but if you play it now, you won't think that, yes, GTA 4 is the peak of realism. No, looks nice by the time it released, but we move on. Not even GTA 5 looks as nice. In fact, I will tell you something. From what I've seen the trailer of GTA 6, it looks amazing, but at the same time, it looks like it doesn't look the photorealism that games do try to work nowadays. It just looks amazing on its own way. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a point in which, like, it's not caricature, but it definitely feels artificial, and I personally like that. With all this said, you're probably gonna start wondering, well, in which moments then graphics don't matter? And before explaining you that, I want to talk to you about the example that most people put when they talk about this topic, and I need to break it down to you because I don't agree with it. You know Minecraft. A lot of people play Minecraft. We know Minecraft, right? It's simple in a lot of ways, in its graphics, in its gameplay. That's why it's got so popular, because anyone can play it. Then let me ask you this question. If graphics don't matter in Minecraft, right? Then why, when you got a better PC and graphic card, try to play with shaders? Because you couldn't back in the day. It's fair, I did it as well. You know what happens every time that I play this game with shaders? I drop it again, and I get bored. I mean, I cannot blame shaders only for it, because don't get me wrong, they look good. It's just like this is not the game that I used to play when I play shaders, and usually I just stop caring about that game. Is this the only issue why we stop playing Minecraft? No, I can make a new video about it, but you ever thought that maybe just playing with shaders is not really the experience you want to try again? Maybe you just want the simple and colorful graphics instead. You should give it a go and try to play the game again without shaders. I think you're gonna be surprised and even make your experience a bit longer. Eventually, there are a lot of more other examples on why graphics do matter, especially in older games. One thing that used to happen back in the PS2, PS3 era with Wii and such, there were a lot of different versions of the same game for every console or whatsoever, because we had a lot of consoles back then. And the Wii was different from the PlayStation 2, and the PlayStation 2 was different from the PlayStation 3, and that one was slightly different from the Xbox 360, and maybe the PC one was different, and guess what? Even the PSP one was different from all of them. Back then, I remember watching the gameplay of Spider-Man Web of Shadows, and it was granted the Xbox or PlayStation 3 version, because it looked amazing, right? I don't remember if a friend had it or I bought it, but I remember playing this game on the PlayStation 2. This was the box that I saw. I'm not sure if this is original or not, because I saw two different boxes that are slightly the same. You know what the game was? This was the game that I played on the PS2. I remember being so disappointed, bro. I feel scammed. And don't get me wrong, maybe it was a fun game, but it was definitely not the game that I wanted. You could tell me that graphics don't have anything to do with that, but I mean, we were kids back then. I feel like if you just change the perspective of the camera and put better graphics into it, I will notice much the difference. Like, yeah, sure, one is open world and the other one is linear, but making a few tweaks here and there wouldn't make that much of a difference. I remember playing games like Sonic Unleashed back then on the PlayStation 2, and then I saw videos on YouTube and they look far more impressive. Granted, if I had the money, I would have bought a PS3 and just play Sonic Unleashed in the PS3 version instead. Now, with all this said, you will tell me that that's why pixel art graphics are superior, because they don't really suffer from these graphical differences, versions, and whatsoever and whatnot. This is Asterix for the Game Boy Advance. This looks actually impressive for the console that it was released. Just by looking at it, yeah, it looks impressive. They did black magic with this game. And this is Crash Bandicoot for the Game Boy Advance. It doesn't look bad, and it's kind of fun, but just by the looks of it, both are pixel art. Which one makes you feel more interested in playing? Personally, without playing any of the both, like, I would try both games. Like in my case, I would try both. But if I had to choose only one, I think I will give it a go to the Asterix one. Like even pixel art graphics have, even when you play with pixel art graphics, you gotta understand that it's not only about the art style, it's about the knowledge, how far a console can reach. Even nowadays, we have this limitation, like the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild and the Switch version of Pokemon Legends Arceus, the first one, it's just a huge difference graphically. It's just insane. And they are like one console away from it. I hope you all understand at this point why I said graphics do matter. Graphics matter as the fact of your art style is limited to the graphics that you can pull up. What I mean by this is that if you have more graphics in your game, you have more varieties of art style you can pull up. What I'm trying to say is that you can even make Pong, like the Atari Pong, in Unreal Engine 5. But it's not possible to make Last of Us for the Game Boy Advance. And granted, I feel like back in the day, they were more creative because we had these limitations. Now, when graphics actually don't matter. Apart from the obvious, when you don't really have something else. And I say this because if you had to choose between playing Fortnite at 120 FPS on your phone, would you be playing Free Fire? No, let's be honest, no, you won't be playing Free Fire. Granted, the people that are watching this video don't even play any of both, but you understand what I'm trying to say with this example. Now, with all this said, when graphics actually don't really matter. I'm gonna explain you when graphics don't matter with just a simple example of a thing that I had to live through. Last year I got a kidney on my stone. I knew it hurt so bad. But when I was in recovery at my home, I just grabbed this little gadget over here that allowed me to play retro games handheld. And I was in the couch just playing games till I was recovered, right? Which game I played the most during that time? Final Fantasy IX. It's a game that I didn't play much back in the day, or I didn't remember, and I finished it in a couple of weeks in that device. Then I bought it for PC and I installed a mod that looked graphically superior, nice, clean, HD textures, and I didn't feel like playing it much. In fact, I didn't finish it there. I just finished it on the handheld. Immersion is important in your games, and I felt way more immersed by playing in that little screen than I felt playing on PC. I cannot really explain you why I felt that way. I think I just got like emotional during that time because I was recovering from that shitty experience, and I felt like Final Fantasy IX was like my escape from that moment, and that's why maybe I finished it on the worst version whatsoever. There is not really a common opinion in which one is better, if a remake or a remaster, because sometimes one looks better than the other. But even then, you have the opinions of people telling you that the original version is gonna be always the best version. If we think about it analytically and with the stats and just with eyes, yeah, graphics do matter. Like, graphics are important. I already explained you that. But sometimes, if you just look it by memories and emotions, then graphics probably don't even matter. At the end of the day, it's not really about how good or bad your game looks, it's about the experience you can get with that game and how it makes you feel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have no idea how long or short this is, because I have 35 minutes in recording, but I have to cut out a lot. If you did, please leave a like or a comment, maybe trying to debate what I'm trying to tell you in this video, and subscribe. Like, subscriptions doesn't give me anything other than, man, people are liking my channel, maybe I should subscribe. Please do it, please do me that favor and subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.